I completely forgot about 2 annual bills that are due. I have already planned out the budget for the month of July. Thankfully, I don't get paid until tomorrow, and I am getting in the habit of doing a pre-paycheck budget so that I can tell my money what to do before the paycheck even hits. So that is what we're going to be getting into today. The budgeted amount for the paycheck for tomorrow is a total of $2,035.28. If you are new here, I am a medical biller, so this is my full-time paycheck and I get paid semi-monthly. I also am going to have a family contribution of $250. I live in a multi-generational home with my mom, my grandfather, and my nephew. So this $250 is what my grandfather gives to me on a monthly basis. And the total for the budgeted income is going to be $2,285.28. All right, going to the bills. I split the mortgage in between both of my paychecks. The full mortgage amount is $1,965.14. So $982.57 is what I budget each paycheck. Synchrony, this is a debt that my mom and I are paying off. My portion, I budget $715 each month. So splitting that into 2 comes to $357.50. Now, in this paycheck, I only have these 3 bills that are due. Amazon, which I just saw that notification go off on my phone, is $7.54. This is for Amazon Prime. APS. Now, I did budget for the month. If you can see here, $324.95 based off of last month's bill. However, I set us up on the budget billing, and that is going to be $236 a month. So I am just going to put that here instead of the other amount, since I know that that is what it's going to be. Sewer and trash is usually $71.86. Now, in my last video, I said that I wanted to find another bill that I could split between each paycheck because the second paycheck is more bill heavy. And I was originally thinking of either splitting the internet bill in half, the car insurance in half, or the HOA bill in half, since those are more expensive than the others. However, I think I'm going to go ahead and do the internet, the full internet. I'm going to put that on the first paycheck budget. But because I'm not sure, I'm going to put that in, I'm going to put that in pencil. I'm sorry, Amazon is $764, not $754. All right, so the budgeted amount for the bill is $1,755.57. I'm going to put that in pencil, subtract that from the total budgeted amount for the bills. All right, so that leaves me with $529.71. Going down to gas, I am going to put the full amount of the $50 that I want to budget for this month. I am going to be making a lot of runs this paycheck, so I'll just go ahead and put it on this one. Food, I'm going to split this $100 into 2, and I will put $50, and I'll bring that 71 cents. Ooh, I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna do this, because I'm gonna put $50 and do that just in case this doesn't work out. Household is going to be $25. Yes, because I budgeted $50. And this is for my side of the house. Again, I live in a multi-generational home. Spending is going to get $50, as well as giving. That is going to be a total of $225. I'm just going to put $225, and then I'll come back to see if there is any change that I need to add on here. Actually no, I'm going to put $225. So $225 minus $529, just assuming that this, I'm going to tack that change onto this. So that'll leave me with $304. I probably should have wrote that in pencil because I did this in pencil, but you know what? We're here now. So emergency. I budgeted for the month $100. I am going to put that in half and do $50. Car maintenance, I budgeted $150 for the month, so I will do $100. And then because this is a higher paycheck, I'm going to, again, this is just the plan. This isn't an actual. So I'm going to go ahead and budget the $22 for the Roth IRA, which I have through Fidelity for this paycheck. So that brings me to 150 plus 22, $172 minus 304 leaves me with $132. I do have a personal expense that I am budgeting $70 a month. I do want to split that in half. We'll do $35. Now, the unexpected bill. Okay. You know what? I do have a bank buffer and a bills buffer. So let me come back here and put this in pen. I do apologize if I'm shaking you all. So internet. And because I do pay this internet bill with my credit card, I can pay for it before it's due on the 28th. I'm going to put in here, so I don't forget, $17.55 and 51 cents. Did I calculate this right? Because 7 and 6 is 13. 7 plus 4 is 11. 11 and 6 is 17. So this should be 17.55.57. All right, $1,755.57. Okay, minus $2,285.28 is $529.71. Now, I'm gonna tack the 71 cents onto the food budget to get rid of the change and subtract that from, oh shoot, I should have left that blank. Okay, let me go grab my whiteout. All right, so let's see if this is gonna be right now. $529.71 minus $225.71. Perfect. 304. So 304 minus the 172 here leaves me with 132. 132 minus 35. That is our cat Peaches. She lives on this side of the house with me. Hey Peaches. He has his what kind of dog is Belgian Shepherd. And then my mom actually just got a mini poodle. Anyway, 132 minus 35 leaves me with $97 that I can put towards, I'm going to put unexpected. Technically, it is not unexpected because I just forgot about it. But $97 of those two annual bills at least would be able to come out of this budget if I am not able to use my bank buffer or my bills buffer. So let me just make sure 35 plus 97 equals 132. Every dollar has a job. Just gonna double check here. I'm already wrong. This should be the total. I'm so out of practice, y'all. I do apologize. All right, perfect. And going back up to savings, if for whatever reason I don't have enough in the either of the buffers that I have, and that is what I couldn't remember when I was doing the monthly budget. I need to confirm my bank buffer amount. The last time I checked, it was in March. I had a little over $1,000. The two annual bills, the first one is $164.98. It is the triple A. My mom's portion of that is $64.91 because I put her on it when I got it. So my portion of it is $100. My mom already gave me the $64.98 and I have paid her portion. And then the other bill is $89.29. So $189.29. I know for sure that $97 I will be able to pay out of that with this bill if I don't have enough in the buffer. And then what I can do is I can just hold off on my car maintenance and take this remaining $92.29 out of that to cover it all without being over budget. So since I get paid tomorrow, I am going to take the time to sit down and go through my bank buffer. What I plan on doing is I'm going to transfer my paycheck over to my savings account so I can see those numbers clearly. And then as soon as I figure that amount out, then I'll just transfer it back over to my checking account. I'm going to check my credit card transactions, and if there's anything that is still pending that was due from this last paycheck, I will subtract that. I'll do all the calculations, and then hopefully I'll have enough in there to just use the buffer to cover those two. And those two bills are on my annual bills and subscriptions tracker, so I don't forget about them again next year. Y'all, let me know in the comments how you would go about paying off any unexpected bills that are due this month that you did not plan for. Do you have a bank buffer or a bill buffer that will cover those? Would you not put anything towards your saving goals for the month? Let me know. I'm very curious. That is going to be it for today's video, you guys. Thank you so much for all of the support, all of my returning subscribers, my new subscribers. I appreciate you all. Y'all keep taking care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.